Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Channels Beam, and our focus today is Nigeria's transition from the Millennium Development Goals to the Sustainable Development Goals. We're being joined by Rotimi Olawale, and he's going to give us a perspective on what he thinks. Rotimi, you have a liking for Nigeria's performance in eradicating poverty, now with a bias in food security. How
Okay.
would you say Nigeria has fared, or how would you say Nigeria has performed since we got into this statute of trying to attain the Millennium Development Goals 15 years ago?
Um, I think we're not doing bad in that area, but we're still far from getting there. In the sense that we're an agrarian country, but I think unfortunately for us, food security remains a challenge in the country. Okay, and it's part of the fact that we have a large farming population. Food items are still very much expensive, and then not in enough quantity that will meet up with the population. So, assessing that, I think we're far from getting to the MDGs.
So, but what could be the actual problem? Because I know, I mean,
Um,
we have some cash crops that we even export. So how come it is a problem? Why is it a challenge
Well, there are
back here in
various
Nigeria?
problems. As in there are various dimensions to the issue of food security in Nigeria. We have the political dimension to it. We have the social dimension. We have the environmental dimension to it. The environmental dimension, you can be talking of flood, like we have in Benue, we have in Kogi, we have some part of Kwara, and even some part of eastern Nigeria. And politically, we can talk about poor funding for agriculture. I am aware of a government that issued, I think, about 250 million agri loan. And a lot of people that got this loan, they were not farmers. So when you look at all these things and other lapses in the political support we have for agriculture, it's discouraging. In the social sense, I think a lot of our farmers, they are not doing agriculture at commercial level. And more so, we have issues from Fulani herdsmen. When you have planted a lot of cassava farm, for example, and then you just bring their cattle to graze on it. You get it now. So those are dimensions to it. There are other ones, but these are just the basic ones.
Okay, but if you say the 250 million loan that was granted by a government, which you haven't mentioned, if you say most of the people who got that loan are not farmers, don't you think there is a connect there and a reason why the farmers don't do the large-scale farming, so to speak, now in terms of...
That's an explanation to the reason why farmers are not doing large-scale farming, because they don't have access to funding. Like I was discussing with a friend in Union Bank, because I think they are doing very well in agric. One of the basic issues is there are too many embargoes in getting loans, right? And farmer getting agric loans, you know, the moratorium period and other things makes it very difficult for them to get it. So I think it's like you pointed out, is the major reason.
So what is the role of international bodies now, so to speak, the African Development Bank in Nigeria, the Bank of Industry? These are bodies that encourage farming and even encourage entrepreneurship. What are
Okay.
their roles in trying to make farmers or what roles do you think they should play in trying to make farmers be more productive now in making food available locally, now looking at food security?
Well, for ADB, African Development Bank, I think they are doing a lot, because I was at the annual meeting in Abidjan, and I've been close to the organization. So I think they are doing a lot, not only in Nigeria but Africa as a whole. I'm not aware of what Bank of Industry is doing, but I think there was a time we had a summit, unemployment summit, and we had interactions with them. I believe they're also doing great. But I think what they should do more is trying to look for a way to get down to the grassroots, because ADB, for example, I think they interact more with government.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to reach the grassroots, because corruption is it's still a major problem in Africa. For example, ADB disburses $50 million to Nigeria, for example, now. They won't come to Mowe or go to Ibadan and say, Mr. Victor, yeah, take. You get it now. They have to maybe give it to the federal government. Disbursement becomes a problem. So I think they should find a way to reach the grassroots. And with technology, I think that they should be able to find a way.
How would you rate Nigeria's performance in attaining the MDGs so far? And would you say we're ready to transit to the Sustainable Development Goals?
I think we're not matured enough to transmit into the SDGs, because, like I said in the beginning, the MDGs were even far from reaching the goals. I've been to schools, villages where you have children schooling under the tree in this same country. I've been to areas in the country where you have people who cannot even afford a meal. So we are far from it. But we're only tagging along the world trend, because everybody's moving to SDGs now. We are also going to SDGs. But we have to be critical. We have to assess ourselves. We have to assess our situation. As a country, I think we're not there yet. So, and when you look at both goals, the MDGs and the SDGs, they are very close. I think the SDGs has more goals than the MDGs, but still working along the same line. So I just think we have to maintain that and see what we can get out of it.
All right, Rotimi Olawale, thank you very much, of course, for coming this afternoon on the program, despite being a bit under the weather. I mean, we do really appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
But that's where we are. We take a break now, and when we come back, yes, we do see your comments coming through our social media platforms. Facebook, Google+, as well as Twitter. We'll look at some of them and then also look at the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Please stay with us.
We begin this week's top 5 videos with the lamentations of former Chief of Defense Staff Alex Bade lamenting the state of the Nigerian security outfits.
Then we also had challenges of unserviceable equipment.
In 4th place is the update by Channels Television's reporter on the Bristol helicopter that crashed in the Oworonshoki end of the Lagos Lagoon. In 3rd place is musician Vic O speaking about his relationships with foreign and local artists.
Like Don Jazzy, yes, okay. Yes.
You've met with Don Jazzy?
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes, of course.
Coming in 2nd position is the interview which has put the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Father Matthew Kuka, on the lips of most Nigerians.
And please let us not lose sight of what has happened in this country. President Jonathan said it, and I'm sure Nigerians have heard it, that when we met with the Board of Trustees of the PDP, they also made it very, very clear that not everybody was in support of the singular decision that Jonathan took. And I think that as Nigerians, we must become sufficiently serious and realize that that singular act is what has kept us as a nation. With all the billions and all the trillions of billions in the world coming from outer space, we will have to have a nation first. So I think that even for that singular act alone, Nigerians must be appreciative of what President Jonathan did. Now,
and in 1st place is recently married Nollywood star Tonto Dike, saying it took the presentation of a picture for her to know who goes by the name Gideon Okeke.
The truth be told, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. They had to bring a picture of him to to say this is the person. And yes, when I saw the picture, I recognized that he's been the one. And I do not know him, and I would refuse to bring myself to his level to speak about him.
Well, there you go. Those were the comments that you sent, and also the videos that you watched the most on our YouTube channel in the past week. But Nigeria and other nations around the globe have to wake up to this amazing opportunity to not only upgrade the standard of living of their citizens, but also stand in terms of economic growth and development and be counted among developed countries of the world. In spite of the poor performance Nigeria recorded in some of the goals and the near impossibility of Nigeria to achieve the Millennium Development Goals by 2015 or beyond, there are a lot of opportunities and potential that can help the country to better the lot of its citizens. We end on this note, but continue via the social media addresses showing on your screen. I am Victor Matthias. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.